Yesterday I made a video showing you how I was trying to figure out a way to make a canister so that I could vacuum seal number 10 cans in it. And I'd hoped to use this cooler. And I said I had a problem with, found that I could draw a vacuum in this cooler, but it was a real pain to get my vacuum cleaner hose to work with this little spout. Well, I want to thank all of you for all of your ideas. You really came up with some great stuff. And a lady named Gardenanna told me about a set of vacuum cleaner attachments that are very small that has attachments that will fit up in there. So I ordered a set, and I can think of all sorts of uses for that. You know, I need to clean down around the bottom of my refrigerator and probably get into those coils and all that with those little attachments. So I'm looking forward to getting those. But Lauriegirl2 told me about something that I could use that I had on hand. So she said a turkey baster. You could use this as a vacuum attachment. And I tried it and it worked. I had tried to use this turkey baster to vacuum seal a 5-gallon bucket. What I did was I put a lid on a bucket and I put a hole in the lid and I cut the bulb. The bulb was like this, and I cut the bulb off flush so that I could put use this as an attachment in my vacuum cleaner and then just stick it down on the bucket and I could pull a vacuum. The problem was that it pulled too well. It will collapse a bucket in like 3 or 4 seconds. So I was looking for a way to use my vacuum sealer with it to kind of have a little more control over the situation, because I'm afraid that if I did it that way, then it would lead to problems. The bucket would probably give out and all of that. And so anyways, I wasn't too happy with this idea. I was looking for something better. And this is sturdier. This is what I really wanted to use. And what Lauriegirl said to do was to use the turkey baster itself as the attachment. So what I found was that it doesn't quite fit my hose, so I'm using the rubber piece backwards, and I can just put the turkey baster in there and it will pull a good vacuum. So I have a jar of beans that I'm going to vacuum seal. Just put the lid on and the ring, and then just tighten it a little bit. You don't want it real tight because you want the air to be able to pull through. I'm putting that in the cooler, and I'll put the lid on real tight. Oh, and this lid also has a pour spout in the top, right here. And I was losing air through the spout, so I stuck a little piece of rubber in that hole to try to slow down any air loss through that hole. So I'm going to put the lid on real tight. Now I'm going to put this up in the spout, and you need to push that button to open the valve so that it can pull air through that hole. And I'm going to vacuum seal this jar. Hope you can hear this. Release the vacuum. Let's see if it sealed the jar. Sealed. So here we have a Redneck vacuum sealer. Use a cooler, a turkey baster, and a vacuum cleaner. the length of time that you would pull the vacuum on there, the better the seal you would most likely get. But it works. So I can use this now as a way to vacuum seal the number 10 cans. So I put a number 10 can in there. You can see one fits. So I should be able to use this to seal the number 10 cans with the liquid leading on the top. So there we go. We did it. I tell you, very often, it's not until after I buy some equipment that I realize just how simple that equipment really is, and that there are alternatives that could have been used, ways that I could have made it myself if I had needed to. Here you go. There's a way to vacuum seal jars. You can do jars like this. You can also use commercial type jars. You just put it in there and put the lid on, so that it's still loose, not completely tight. You want to be able to pull the air through, and you can use it for vacuum sealing the cans using that liquid leading method. And of course, it's a lot more convenient to use a fancy vacuum sealer and the fancy canister and all. And but if people, times are tight, so sometimes you can find alternatives that don't cost you anything. You can just use things that you have around the house. I mean, yeah, it's going to take a little more work, but you do what you can do. And the same goes for like a dehydrator. If you can't afford a dehydrator, it's a box that hot air flows through. That's all there is to it. You can probably use a filing cabinet and a fan, and probably that's all you would need, just blowing the air through. But if you could heat that air, maybe set it over a heating vent in your house and then blow a fan through it. There's ways to get this stuff done without spending a whole lot of money if you don't have it. I mean, I can afford these things, but I can remember when I couldn't, and always have that in mind whenever I'm doing anything, because like I said, it's not until after you buy the things that you realize what you could have done instead. So that's one of my objectives here, is to find cheaper alternatives for other people, because I know things are tight out there and not getting any better. In fact, I stopped to get some gas today on the way home from work, and the attendant at the gas station was talking to me, and he said he just got an email from the gas company. They said that gas would be $5 a gallon by May. So don't know if it's true or not, but that's what he told me. So it's not going to get any better. So there's a Redneck vacuum sealer. Hope it helps.